Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumu, and it's great to be on this show. I'm just enjoying reading this book titled A Throw of a Lemon. It's a collection of incredible, thought-provoking poems. Let me read something that caught my attention as I read very recently. The price of peace is sometimes measured in tears. Isn't that true? In letting go of grudges, conquering all fears. It requires empathy, understanding, and grace to mend broken hearts and find a common place. Sometimes it means laying down one's pride. That's the part that struck me. Have you noticed that when it comes to people getting peace, pride oftentimes stands in the way? Well, Tunde says here that sometimes it means laying down one's pride, finding common ground where peace can reside. Well, that's just a teaser. So much more in this book that is packed with thought-provoking poems. But let's get to meet with our guest author for today and then enjoy the conversation. I hope after then you want to get yourself a copy of A Throw of a Lemon and just enjoy the many poems in there. Stay tuned.
Tunde Adeparusi is a multidisciplinary professional in the arts, security, and social sciences. He is an alumnus of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria, and University of Greenwich, London. He is a member of the British Society of Criminology, BSc, and the Security Institute, UK. Adeparusi is a doctoral researcher at Keele University, UK, and is the pioneer of Nigeria's aviation security watchtower.
Really nice to have you on Channel Book Club.
Thank you very much for being here.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
You're looking very good.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Great. Before I dive into your book, you're a man of many parts. Just an interesting fellow. So there's a lot of arts and writing and business and entrepreneurship and just so many different dimensions to you. Yeah. How do you do that?
Well, you see, as humans, I believe the power that we have is our mind. So the mind is so powerful. It's just like I don't know if it's a very good example. You have a laptop before you, and then you have a keyboard. And then anything you press on the keyboard will appear on the screen. Exactly. Yeah. So that is the power of the mind. It's unlimited. So we can't place limitation on the manifestations. Let me put it that way of the human mind. Of your human mind. So thank you for helping me. So I just live. I just express myself. I just do what makes me happy. So if that seems significant, well, okay, fine. But then it's just what I love to do. Someone says success is when preparation meets opportunity to enjoy what you do and to be able to give the service that people truly need and want. So yeah, so it's just my expression, it's just my being, it's just expressing myself. So yeah.
And that has of course found expression in A Throw of a Lemon. Of a lemon. Well, before I dig into your book again, just let me digress again. Yeah. I'm fascinated by your work in arts, which find expression in your book.
Yes.
In the poems, one could see the art there, the illustrations and all that. But rumor has it you did that design at the airport. I can't get that one off my back. Yes. Is that correct?
Oh.
The new airport in Lagos.
Yes, the new airport in Lagos. It was.
That's really your work.
Yes, it was commissioned back in 2022, I think March, by the former president. Yes, we were called upon to take part in the interiors, the decorations facility. So those two giant artistic elements.
Yeah, really
there,
beautiful.
Yes, one is called the Lagos Pyramid, and the other one we call it Halos Pass, which is like the shape of the popular Yoruba drum, the called gongo. You know, so and then there are interactive, elements, something different from the usual art. You can interact, you can, go in and have your seat within the space. So they are major aesthetic element, for the facility.
So you just designed that. How did that work in your mind?
The concept, the concept was developed by the client, but what we did was to implement it. So, and I tell people that the difference between creativity and innovation. So when you talk of creativity, maybe like an idea, you develop an idea, and then of course you put it up there and people can see. And it doesn't become anything until you have expressed it physically to what senses can relate with. So that is creativity. But then when it comes to innovation, being able to manage other people's idea and at the same time being able to to do something with an existing material or an idea, in such a way that it blows people's minds, like what we have put together. They are basically, if you look at the element there, the materials, woods, metals, paintings, and of course, and we're able to, make something out of it. Of course, with a bit of engineering as well.
Interesting. Anyway, enough of all that. Let's dive in. A Throw of a Lemon is a collection of poems. 50 years of life, love, and learning. I'd like you to introduce this book to viewers.
Okay. So, A Throw of a Lemon is an invitation. It's an exploration of faith, of resilience, and of course, of the small, seemingly mundane moment that shape our existence. For example, lemon in many cultures symbolizes sharpness, sometimes even sweetness.
Sometimes,
sweetness, and of course, bitterness.
At times it's sour, at times it's sweet, at times it's...
so, and then, and even sometimes, bitterness, and even sometimes unexpected sweetness, that's what I want to say. So, and, this is what this book is all about. A delicate balance between hardship and hope, between loss and survival, and of course between memory and transformation. So the content of the book are a tapestry of my lived experiences, my fleeting thoughts, and the reflections of the world around me and how this appears to my senses. So, and the verses, they speak, the poems there, each of the poems there, of course, speak of hope, of love, of displacement, of nostalgia, and of course the quiet, revolutions of the human spirit. Some stink, some of the poems there that stink, some will appeal to you, some will be inviting, and some could make you cry. But all of these, they aim to resonate with what I call the hallowed chambers of human emotion. So that is what the book is. It's all about. Yeah.
So the poems here were written by you over. Some of them you wrote during your teenage years.
Yes.
And then up until most recently.
Yes, that's correct.
What inspired you to be writing poems? I'm a big fan of poets. Maybe because I don't know how to write poems myself.
That's interesting. Well, I can tell you that everything inspires me. Everything. Just like I said earlier, the poems there are a tapestry of my lived experiences. So, and then what I've done over the years, is, and I'm still doing, is put, to put value on my experience.
Put value on your experience. That's very deep.
Yeah. So, and then of course, each of the poems have emerged. I mean, has emerged as a result of that. So,
so each poem came out of an experience.
Experience, yes, experience or fleeting thoughts. Yeah, sometimes looking at, an object or maybe a situation or a circumstance or maybe like, anything at all. I'm very, very observant, and I note that down. So sometimes it could even be that I had a terrible, not too palatable experience. So, and then of course I always put down, jot down, those experiences. I have a pen and paper with me everywhere.
So okay.
I always
you journal a lot.
Yes, I journal a lot. So, and thereafter, then I cogitate over this, and then I'm able to bring something beautiful out of it. So yeah, so that's the thing. So it's the experiences I've had over the years, both good and bad.
And bad.
Yes.
Okay, we'll talk about some of those experiences as we go on. Yes. But I also noticed that before each poem is an illustration.
Yes.
That's very creative.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You wanted to catch our eyes.
Yes, I think the illustrations actually help the readers to journey with the author. So it helps you because what image does is it helps your ability to comprehend, situations, or to be able to put yourself in the position of that author, and then to be able to experience what that author actually was experiencing at that time. So what happens is they call something in German language, they call it verstehen. Verstehen. Verstehen means to understand. But then...
Do you speak German?
Yes, I speak German.
How many languages do you speak?
Well, I speak German, Yoruba, and English language.
Wow!
So the verstehen, in this sense, is a philosophical word, by a researcher. And then all it means is an ideology, that helps you to put yourself in the position of the actor or whoever that you're trying to investigate, so that you can elicit the quality information or quality data that you use for your research, to conduct your research work. So in this situation, it's like for some of the poems, I've actually verstehen, so to speak. Yes, put myself in certain situation to see what whoever that I'm trying to represent on the page, is going through. Then I'm able to express,
Okay. The 16-year-old boy in me, I loved that. That was you at 16. How could you have written this at 16?
Yes.
The early days of my knowing were a dark phase. Knowledge and assimilation were a great challenge. Yeah. I feared that life staring me in the face.
Yes,
I feared that life staring me in the face.
Yes.
I had questions. How I hated my challenge.
Yeah.
Evenings were spent in a room where candles were burnt. Yes, Dad had converted it. It's now called the library. Yes. Old books arranged on dusty shelves, including his diaries. Among them were encyclopedias, but nothing was learned. Only the photos of those beautiful countries helped my view.
Yeah.
Learning was hard, comprehending practically impossible. But Dad continued to work on my world view. Yeah. Suddenly, the impossibility became possible. Light gained penetration into my head, and knowledge was birthed. Now I read till late in the night, even in my bed, enjoying the new me, cause Dad gave me a lead. A new life began on the inside. My imagination gave my mind expression, and ever since, I never left my dad's side. But for him, I would never overcome that depression. This is the story of that 16-year-old boy in me. Oh, this is touching. You don't know how I felt when I read this book. When I read this particular poem. That was you, right?
Yes.
So you struggled academically as a young man.
My primary school days, were I had a lot of struggle academically. But then I am so blessed to have had a father who refused to give up.
On you?
On me, and then of course he pushed and he pushed and he pushed until light gained penetration into my head.
Oh, God bless such dad.
Yeah, so
your dad, a.k.a. Joe the Pass.
Joe the Pass, yeah. Prince George Adeyemi Adeparusi, the late Prince George Adeyemi Adeparusi.
Wow.
Yeah. May he so rest in peace.
Wow.
So he was a father that was there for me. I thought I was so bad that, of course, my case was, I mean...
You thought you were not bright enough?
I'm telling you that. So, but he gave me that confidence. He gave me that push. And then he was always encouraging me, of course. And then again, at some point, he was teaching me himself. You know, he would teach me, I remember he would teach me English, he would teach me geography and mathematics, you know. So it was very there. It was there for me, yeah.
I love the poem.
Yes.
Is there any other one or any other ones that you would like to share with us?
Yes.
The story behind them, and then you maybe read a bit from them.
I also wrote one here. I think intelligence is neither literacy nor education. You know, that's something that.
That page.
I think that's on page 59. Yes, poem 30.
Okay.
Page 59.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah. So. I can read this for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, being literate does not mean one is dim.
Being illiterate does not mean one is dim.
Being illiterate
does not mean
one is dim. Intelligence is not just found in books. It's the way we think, the way we dream, the way we solve life's complex riddles. Some may not have access to education, but they possess a wealth of life
experience.
Exactly. And this wisdom is a priceless treasure that no degree can ever measure. It's no wisdom to judge any by their literacy, for their worth goes beyond words on a page. The voice of their unique abilities is true literacy, and it's wise to recognize their place on life's stage. See, when I was writing this in 2009, I was actually thinking about the fact that, education should not in any way be measured by the standard of the models that were brought to us by the West. Before the colonialism, I believe we had our style of education, our system of education, so as a people, and as indigenous people. So, importing a model or models, that actually provide or standardize our life, I think is an affront to us, to our culture. It's an affront to us as a people. So I believe that. Again, that takes me to the what I can call the hegemony of the Western epistemology, which I believe is a very bad factor, that have actually that have positioned the countries referred to as global South countries to where they are today. So it's just a way of replacing our originality. I say to people that what the essence. There are 5 essentials that actually make you a human being. Number 1 is the ideal. The principle that guides your thoughts, your actions, and then your your words, and then moral values. And then the third one is culture. And that is how you are identified. If you lose your culture, you lose your identity, then you are no human being. Then the fourth one is integrity. And the last one is character. So outside of these 5 essentials, then you are no better than an animal. Because these are the things that are lacking in animals. So we as a people that have our own culture, I think we also had a system of education, and then which unfortunately now has been eroded or been eroded by the Western influence, after the post-colonial colonialism. Yeah.
Well, let's do one more poem.
Okay. Yes.
One more poem. So many great poems here.
Yeah,
let's do one more poem. Something you can leave the viewers with.
Okay.
Which one would you pick?
Well,
so many to pick from.
there are so many. If you like, yes, I don't want to sound so political, but of course, I also have one here, and it's titled "A People in the Hands of a Foreign God."
People in the hands of
a foreign God.
That's page what?
Yeah, that's page 95.
95.
That's poem 48.
Okay, let's run through that very quickly. That's because of our time. Okay. A people in the hands of a foreign God. Oh, it's a long one.
Yes,
can you pick just maybe
okay,
some
and
verses there?
All right. Okay, I can just pick and then explain. It's just in continuation of what I was I was talking about earlier. So a people in the hands of a foreign God. It's also a reflection. I can just read the first. And once upon a time was a harmoniously peaceful people, bonded by love, respect, culture, and common values. Their faith unyielding, their hearts as pure as snow. You know, so I mean, for the exigency of time, I would jump to where we have suddenly there emerged a foreign god, a silence invisible but invincible force. Very strange, very different, very obvious, and Aufklärung for the people.
That's German.
Yeah, that's the German word there. And Aufklärung, that means, you know, in German, that's an enlightenment. You see, when you say that an Aufklärung in itself means the age of enlightenment. So in this case, you know, it's like the foreign god has brought enlightenment, in quote, to the people. You know, as if they were not enlightened. So in other words, there's an exchange, or maybe a replace of culture. You know, because if it's an exchange, that means they've gone with yours. Yeah. But then they have taken yours and then giving you theirs. So that's what happened. So and then the culture of the people, you know, have been lost as a result of that. So and then this was the beginning of a problem for them. So, and then at the end of the day, if you read through the poem, you see now, the old system has been disorganized, and then people that were once harmoniously bonded together are now like they are fragmented.
Basically, this is you are trying to describe the impact of
the colonial
influence.
Exactly.
This is really powerful.
And even neo-colonialism.
Neo-colonialism, yeah.
And what I can even call the economic
colonialism?
No, it's not. Yeah, because I mean the use of IMF and then the World Bank, you know, still some level of control over our economy and all that. So
we are really powerful stuff.
Yes. So that is what this poem actually
addresses.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The birth of a strange era.
Yeah.
A once dormant nature had suddenly resurrected.
Yes.
The greed, the ego, the self-obsession, unholy desires, the insatiable wants, and more, all gained independence on the fateful day.
Yes.
Man, your mind is deep.
Thank you. Mind, like I said, is a powerful tool, and then every one of us has got the mind, and that's what defines you. That is who you are. You can't see it, but then it's your own essence. You know, that's why we go to school to study, you know, because you want to sharpen the mind. And that's why we observe, that's why we, you know, everything we do with our mind. Yeah. So mind is very important, and then we should take care of the mind. You know, and how you take care of the mind is to ensure that you feed the mind.
And you feed well.
You feed the mind well.
You feed it well. You feed it well. Well, thank you so much for joining us on Channels Book Club, introducing this book.
Thank you.
People can find it easily to get?
Yes, the only platform where you can get it locally now, it's Batsado Nigeria.
Okay.
You know, so that will be, of course, will be available on our social media platform, and of course, we are still talking to some of the outlets in Lagos,
yeah,
you know, where people can have access, you know, to people.
Let's know. We'll put it on our own social media platform
nice.
so that
Thank
people
you.
can get it easily.
That would be nice. Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's a fantastic collection of poems.
Thank
I
you.
love the illustrations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank
you for joining us on Channels Book Club.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed that. So much packed in there. So much. Tunde has a lot to offer, and we're glad to have him with us. This is where we have to end the show today. As always, we'll be glad to get your feedback through any of our social media platforms displayed on your screen. My name is Olakunle Kasumo. Remember, one great book can change your life. Bye-bye.